It's breaking prophecy news. Your top Bible targets today, forewarning of the end times and Jesus' imminent return any minute, imminent. Today is Wednesday, January 11th, 2017. President-elect Donald Trump had his first news conference since being elected, and today he made it very clear he's not happy with mainstream media. Trump refused to answer a question by CNN, calling CNN fake news. Earlier, his press secretary, Sean Spicer, called out CNN and BuzzFeed for reporting completely false news that actually was a prank. It was unconfirmed documents that Russia had compromising information about Donald Trump, and it's also on the front page of today's Hawaii Star Advertiser, just to give you an idea of how liberal ragmag they are as well. Now, you remember that CNN was a top 10 contributor to Hillary Clinton's campaign, earning the nickname CNN Clinton News Network, with its news anchors partying with Clinton's party, that's Wolf Blitzer, seen on video, unabashedly, unashamedly, and being wined and dined by her campaign. Now they're desperately reporting completely false lies, and in small print at the very bottom of their article, knowing most people only read headlines. Lies, lies, lies. You and I both know that distraction is destruction from the devil. It's fake news versus the real news of prophecy being fulfilled everywhere, every day. Keep your eyes on the prize, Jesus returning in the skies. Now, in real news today, Donald Trump also said at their very first press conference that he will not wait to deal with Mexico before building the border wall he says will be paid for by Mexico. This morning, Trump said that work has already begun, it's underway, and he said there's no difference between getting the money after the fact or up front, because either way, Mexico will pay via taxes or other payments. In other news, China's only aircraft carrier led warships across the Taiwan Strait, Taiwanese Defense Ministry reporting it did not enter Taiwan's waters, but it did cross into the Air Defense Identification Zone. Another little small step into escalating war around the world. In other news, Europe conditions for refugees on Greek islands and other camps where they are housed in tents despite severe cold winter weather are untenable, quote unquote. The European Commission said Monday heavy snowfall hit large parts of Greece, including islands where thousands of refugees are stranded, and with temperatures falling far below freezing, a state of emergency has been declared. Meanwhile, in Germany, only 280,000 asylum seekers, same thing, immigrants, refugees, arrived in 2016 from the Middle East. A lot of ISIS is penetrating through. You're now seeing the car bombs, the truck running into crowds because of those infiltrating through these immigrants, asylum seekers. That's a drop of almost 600,000 from the previous year in Germany, which is now they're getting smart, they're seeing what's happening, and they're turning against this invasion by immigration. In other news, a power cut that hit Ukrainian capital of Kiev in December has been judged a cyber attack, a foreteller of things to come for many cities as cyber wars are beginning. And in an interesting report a couple months ago, Czech President Milos Zeman made an unusual request. He urged citizens there in Czechoslovakia to arm themselves against possible super holocaust by Muslim terrorists. Now the country's interior ministry is pushing a constitutional change that would let citizens use guns against terrorists, as we see many more terrorist events around the world, and by lone wolf terrorists as well. Interesting, this in contrast to the United States, where the current administration under President Barack Obama trying to deny us of our constitutional right to be armed. Something to think about. And finally, President Obama put Chelsea Manning, the former Army intelligence analyst who is now serving 35 years for leaking, or in other words, giving out classified material. Well, Obama's put him on his short list for a shorter sentence. 8 more days, family. Just pray and pray harder at the destruction and devastation this administration is trying to slip in under the very last seconds as their door is closing. Pray for our country and the devastation. Keep your eyes on the prize. Jesus returning in the skies. I'm off to fight injustice downtown Honolulu as we fight against child sex trafficking right here in our Aina. Not on his watch, not in his house.